It's like 1 in the morning right now, and I'm just in the mood to gush and fangirl about Devin Townsend. I only found out about him probably 3 weeks ago, maybe, but oh, he is insane. I don't know how I only just found out about him because he's connected and pretty similar to a lot of the stuff to a lot of a certain portion of stuff that I listen to, but I the main reason that I kind of like jumped on it is because I saw the interview that he did with John Petrucci, Tosin Abasi, and Rick Beato, and it was so funny the clip about him how he practices, and he was saying like, yeah, I just I make 3 or 4 coffees in the morning, or I go to my coffee area, where I got my looper, and I watch 10-hour train videos and just play and drink 3 or 4 coffees. I was like, that is such an interesting guy. Like, and his music is amazing. Like, it has this such an interesting cross of like these massive, massive orchestral, like, I don't know how to describe it. It's just like very large, sweeping orchestral tracks with a lot of the times it'll have like this heavy distorted guitar, metal guitar basically, and then his voice just bounces around everywhere because he can do the super high falsetto, and it's just like gorgeous. He can also just do high full voice, and then he can drop into some gritty like pushed compressed vocal, and or just do full blown screams that is just like, and he'll jump from each one, just like one beat he's in a falsetto and the next beat he's doing a compressed scream, and it's like, what the heck, like, the dude is insane. And then it's like I watch interviews of him and he just seems to be having a great time making music he likes, and I don't know, I just respect it so much. Like, I remember the first song I listened to, I think, was Lighthouse or something, one of like the newer ones, but not the Lighthouse album, I can't remember exactly what it was, but and then I saw like Ziltoid, the Invader or whatever one was called, and I was like, oh no, it's like almost like sci-fi nerd music, and then I see it, and it was like the way I was like his tones and whatnot, it's like it all sounds like super sci-fi nerd stuff, but it's also really really well done. Like his skill level and his ability is through the roof. Like, what he can do physically, and then the creation of it is just gorgeous. I think my favorite one that I've heard so far is Why. Like, the music video for Why, I just really liked it. Almost like a Simpson-y, like an Adult Swim cartoon. So Rick and Morty, Simpson, blah blah blah. And it was a very like just entertaining video. And then the song is gorgeous. And he has this. I love the part where it's like he goes from that kind of almost musical theater, Disney kind of sound into that like heavy, like Lorna Shore scream, or deathcore scream. It was just like, it was like just being able to jump. Obviously, like that one, I don't know if he did it in one take or whatnot, but just the just the ability to do both and do both to such a high degree. But yeah, I think I was in the car the other day, and the Empathy album, I listened to like 90% of it as I was going through, and the whole thing was just so good. Like Borderlands, Why, Evermore, and Spirits Will Collide were amazing. And then it's also funny because you had like the Snuggles project, and it's like the same but really different. He's clearly going for something like a very different style, and yeah, they just kind of flowed right into each other, and it created this great ambiance. But I don't know if any of this is even productive, but I don't know, I've been getting into them recently, watching some of the interviews, and that's what like was one of the best parts, because like when you find out that like the artist and the art line up perfectly, but also like I feel like if you saw him walking down the street, you wouldn't be like, yeah, that guy is an amazing, like, amazing guitarist, an amazing singer, and an amazing composer. Like, he just kind of looks like a normal guy. But then listening to his interviews and listening to who he is and like the way he thinks, it's like, oh yeah, the music and or the art and what he create and the artist line up perfectly. Like seeing him and seeing how like when I heard the music, it was like this is not a surprise. The only surprise is just how good it is. Which I don't know if that sounds like a bad thing or not. I don't think so. It's just like just not what I personally would expect. I was just like, hey, he probably makes good stuff, and then I listened to it and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. But I don't know. If you haven't had the opportunity to check out Devin Townsend, I'd strongly recommend it. This doesn't have any structure at all, but I just wanted to gush on one of my new fixations right now because he's amazing.